Hello friends, how are you? Hope you are well there. In the previous video we learned the brief information about the land, and in this video we are going to deal with the information of the soil. So dear students, can you identify what is the difference between the soil and the land? Okay, soil, if soil come in our mind means what? We should have some small particles, some small thin layer which is on the land. Okay, on the land we can find out the small grainy particles are there. Those grainy particles are known as soil. Okay, if we pick up the grainy particles, how do you feel? We feel that these particles are very much thin, and sometimes we can found that beside the rivers the soil is so crystal clear. Okay, so here in today's session we are going to deal with how the soil is formed, what are the factors which affect on the soil, and how soil is important to us. So soil is very important to us, okay, because our agriculture totally depend upon the soil. So just we saw that what is the meaning of soil. Soil is what are thin grainy particles which found on the land. Okay, those are very small grainy particles are there. Okay, which may be made up of rocks. So let us see which points are there, which factors we can say that we can select that factors, which factors are there which occurs or which cause for the soil formation. So let us see. First factor or first point is that parent rock. So dear students, soil is made up of rocks. For formation of one layer of soil, it takes thousands or we can say that millions of years it takes. That rocks become in small parts. They become small, very thin parts. That small particles which are made up of rocks. That rock is known as parent rock. Okay, soil is made up of rocks. Those rocks are known as parent rocks. Sometimes the weather is also affect on the soil. Okay, if we move in our India, we can find out different kinds of soils. In some region we find that black color of soil. In some region we find that red colors of soil. In some region of India even we can find out the yellow colors of soil is there. Okay, why the color of soil is different in our India? The reason is that weather, it means relief. Second particle is that relief. These particles affect on the soil. Now the next particle or next factor we can say like that which cause to formation of soil is that flora and fauna. Flora and fauna or microorganism. Actually, soil creates weed plants, different kinds of plants. Okay, those plants are known as flora. In different region, different kinds of plants occur. Okay, if we go in the north part of our India, we find out different kinds of plants. We go in the south part of India, we go in the coastal part of our regions, different kinds of plants occur. Those plants in a particular area, they are known as flora. Fauna means what, dear students? Fauna means animals. Different kinds of animals we found in a different kinds of areas. So these factors, okay, different kinds of animals, different kinds of plants are there. Their structure, their colors, okay, all this depends upon the soil. Okay, so they also affect on the soil. This factor, these trees also affect on the soil, and this soil creates such kinds of flora and fauna. And in soil we are having different kinds of microorganisms also. In the soil we are having different kinds of microorganisms which boost up the crops. Okay, if we go in a Maharashtra area, we find out particular kinds of crops they grow. If you go in the north, they fertilize different kinds of crops. Why? The reason is that different kinds of microorganisms already exist in the soil, and they microorganisms creates the plant. They helps to grow the crops. So these microorganisms depends on the soil. So this is very important point, flora, fauna and microorganisms. Also time. Time is what, dear students? For creating a thin layer of a soil, it took millions of years. Millions of years, thousands of years, after a long duration, a thin layer of soil creates. And because of today's global warming, because of today's industrialization, this thin layer of soil is contaminated. We are deforesting a lot of area. Because of deforestation, soil erosion happens. Soil erosions and soil pollutions, these are a very difficult point at a critical points at a present situation. So we should have to conserve the soil, we should have to save the soil. How should we save the soil? We should have to afforestation. We should have to plant more and more trees. If we plant more and more trees, what will happen? These plants hold, those plants roots are there. Their roots, what will do? What will they do? The roots will hold the soil and it avoid landslides, it avoids soil erosion. If you go in Rajasthan, we can see that there is a desert area, we can see that. Why this desert happened here, students? The reason is that because of deforestation, lack of trees. When trees are not there, their roots don't hold the soil. And if the soil is not holded by the roots, what will happen? It will move from one place to other place with the wind. So it will occur the soil erosion. So we should have to plant more and more trees. That is only one kind of solution on the soil erosion. So next point, climate. So this also affect on the soil. Okay, climate's effect on the soil. How does climate affect on the soil? If we go at the very top of the India, we found that in Jammu Kashmir we found that there is ice is there, snow is there. Okay, if you go in Rajasthan, there is a different kinds of soil. If you go in UP and Bihar, there is a different kinds of soil, because the different kinds of weathers are there, and due to that weathers, the soil affects them. So in today's session, we found that what kinds of factors are there, which affect the soil, and also soil effect on them. So dear students, in today's video, it is important that soil means what? Soil means very small particles of rocks or grainy particles of rocks. Okay, they are known as parent rock. So these are the factors. Okay, dear students, in the next video we will see importance of water. Thank you, friends.